In this video, I will show you two collections that will blow your mind. Both of them you can find on Rawpixel, site that I have discussed in my previous video. Link to this walkthrough is in the description below, and I recommend checking it out, as there are few tips covered that will not be covered here. Also in the description you will find video timestamps, so if you want to jump back and forth, you can do it there. Rawpixel grants free access to these resources when you create a free account. From homepage, navigate to Public Domain tab, and then again click All Public Domain. Beyond page 1, actually on page 3, as you see there are 5 pages, so let's just go to page 3, we have Vintage Icons collection. So let's just open it in a new tab. To show you that, I'm just gonna scroll down to the very bottom to show you the figure. It's over 16,000 of black and white hand-drawn illustrations. So as you can imagine, most of them, they come from old public domain books, so they are free to use for any purpose. Let me show you where to find this information. Open any image in a new tab, new window will pop up. We have plenty of information here. Just below image title, we can find the information about the use of the image. This image is in public domain, so its license is CC0, therefore we can use it for any purpose, both personal and commercial, which is great news because all of these can be incorporated into various products and sold on Etsy, Creative Fabrica, KDP, Redbubble, and many other places. Just below the license, we have a hyperlink that explains the license. When clicked, new window opens on Creative Commons site. We have a license terms of use. So as you can see, there is no copyright. The person who associated the work with this deed has dedicated the work to the public domain by waiving all of his or her rights to the work worldwide under copyright law, including all related and neighboring rights to the extent allowed by law. You can copy, modify, distribute, and perform the work, even for commercial purposes, all without asking permission. So see other information. And we've got other information as well. In no way are the patent trademark rights of any person affected by CC0. Below the license, we have a note, so bear in mind to read it. The notice. The Commons deed is not a legal instrument, it is simply a handy reference for understanding the CC0 legal code, a human-readable expression of some of its key terms. Think of it as the user-friendly interface to the CC0 legal code beneath. This deed itself has no legal value and its contents do not appear in CC0. Creative Commons is not a law firm and does not provide legal services. Distributing, displaying, or linking to this Commons deed does not create an attorney-client relationship. Creative Commons has not verified the copyright status of any work to which CC0 has been applied. CC makes no warranties about any work or its copyright status in any jurisdiction, and disclaims all liability for all uses of any work. It sounds a bit confusing at first, but overall the message says to me that the image is indeed in public domain, free to use for any purpose. But Creative Commons take no legal responsibility for this license, and if you want to be 100% sure, you have to verify for yourself. This is standard text that I saw even on the library license pages. So I personally believe that there is no point to check it further. But as them, I am not a copyright attorney and this is not a legal advice. So see, just by saying it, I am also protecting myself. Initially, the research lies on your side. Pretty much by leaving all of the information here, they protect themselves this way. The research was done by Rawpixel or by a library that works with Rawpixel. But ask yourself this. Would Rawpixel risk their business to put 840,000 public domain images on their site if they think they risk a legal action by doing so? I do not think so. The research was done by many companies or libraries, so we can be safe to use these. Additionally, you can check what Rawpixel says under their license tab. So as you can see, we've got personal license, business license, and public domain license. Free for personal or commercial use with no attribution required. We are careful to only make available content that we believe is out of copyright. However, it is your responsibility to ensure it is okay to use in your country, suitable for this application, and does not infringe any rights. And it looks like they have done the research, but the end decision lies on you. All depends where you live and what your country's copyright laws are. And they are different in every country. Majority of these illustrations, they are at least 100 years old. So regardless where you are based, you'll be able to use it anyways. Check this map, and this is Wikipedia entry to get a little bit more information about public domain. World map that illustrate the various rules. The life plus number of years, so is counted from the author's or illustrator's death plus number of years that they have to pass in order for the work or a title or the art to be in the public domain. This is not complete set of rules, and it is more of an infographic that you still need to verify further when you do your research. And here on this entry you can get a lot of information if you're interested, of course, about the rules in your country. And there are a table of copyright duration by country. So Afghanistan has the full life of an author plus 50 years after his death. Albania at 70 years, author's life plus 70 years. So as you can see, the years are different depending on the country. I believe there are 2 countries in the world that they have plus 100 years, but I might be mistaken. Although quite a lot of them, they have plus 70 years. So let's say the author died back in 1920. So in 1990, his works are in the public domain. And once work enters the public domain, it cannot be reverted. It stays there. It's already there for the eternity. So as you can see, majority of the countries, they have between 50 and 70 years. And of course, there are some exceptions depending on the works, depending on other factors. But I would say that all of the books that were published before 1923, they are in public domain. Therefore, all of the illustrations that were in those books are in the public domain also. Thankfully, all research was done for us by Rawpixel. So what I suggest to do is to always edit the public domain images. Always add something from yourself. Incorporate the original design into the design process. Have a look on what I have done with a couple of the images. I wanted to do something different, so I started doing some patterns using software, which I will eventually show you in future videos. With so many options here, we can design a lot of t-shirts, patterns, book covers, and probably a lot of other things that I have not think about. You can view here what others have done with the image too. So if you just check it yours and look what other people they are doing with the images. So let's get back to our illustration. We have a few size options. By default, I am always going with the best quality possible. I prefer to shrink the image myself if required. The downside to that is that I am always running out of hard drive space. To download, click on the download button. And one more thing, there is an extra tip here. With this collection, like with the other one, in many cases, Rawpixel are offering 2 different file types. As you can see, there is PNG and there is also an SVG. So you can get a vector image too, on top of this being cleaned, edited, backgrounds removed. And this site gives so much value for free. After downloading, we can edit the file further to incorporate it into a design, the Rawpixel Studio. As you can see here, you can click and customize it. But without the premium account, a lot of options are limited, like downloading certain type of files or sizes or use of some tools. So I will not be covering the studio in this video. Something which I have not explained in the previous video is the great search or suggestion tool that Rawpixel gives their access to us. If you look just below the download button, we can see the suggestion of similar images. And this is super helpful if you want to create a collection. Moreover, you might and probably always will find even better design. So I strongly suggest using this tool. At the start of the video, I've said that there are two collections that I want to show you. So let's get to the second collection. Direct links to both collections are below in the description. Just 2 rows below the Vintage Icons collection, we have a Clipart collection. So I'm just gonna open it in the new tab. Here we have both black and white and colorful illustrations, many without background. So if we just scroll down below, you can see that there are nearly 65,000 Clipart images in this collection. Similarly, like in the first example, we can incorporate this into various designs. Many of these images are PNGs only, some are also SVGs, which adds even more value. If you are overwhelmed by the vast number or simply you do not wish to scroll forever, you can always use the search bar. July is perfect to start preparing for Q4. So Halloween is the topic right now. Just type in Halloween and hit enter. And we have plenty of scary Clipart files. Let's just double check it. We've got over 1,000 files. I suspect that images from this collection are kind of overlapping with images from the first one which I showed you. At least some of them, not a lot, but as you can imagine, there will be some overlap. So you will get the same images in both collections. But the huge number of illustrations speaks for itself. More info about Rawpixel in the next video, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching.